humans, it's just Martine, and welcome to the first full week of Realmathon. My last Realmathon vlog will be here, where I tell you more about it. Let's get straight into it. Today, I read the second half of The Poppy War, and I ended up giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars. This fulfills a lot of prompts, so I'll go over those first. So the 5 prompts I'm applying to it are magic training, read a book with a weapon on the cover, because she has a bow and arrow on the cover. Increase your population, which is a book with a parent-child relationship or mentor-mentee relationship. This has a mentor-mentee relationship in it. Build a castle, a chunky book. This is technically over 500 pages, so I'm counting it as a chunky book. Build a training ground, apprentice trope. Felt like this counted as an apprentice trope. And then Toast the Goddess, read a Cassidy fave. This is one of Cassidy's all-time favorite books, so it definitely counts for that. Plus, it's a military fantasy, so it will count for extra points. My thoughts on this in general is that it was better than I was expecting it to be. I didn't expect this to be to my taste at all. One of the most consistent things about my taste in books is that I hate battle scenes, and this is a war book, so it doesn't seem like it would work. The reason this mainly worked is because this particular book, The Poppy War, in the span of this trilogy, is largely a training book, and although I hate battle sequences, I love training sequences. They are related, but they're totally separate things. And I love one and I hate the other. So this had the part that I love. I'm worried about the idea of continuing the trilogy because I know there will likely be lots and lots of battle sequences and that I might not like it. However, I care about the characters and the story of the world enough to at least give the second book a chance after finishing this. There's definitely some interesting lore. I didn't understand all of it. I'm gonna get that out there right now. Didn't understand all of it. Didn't take in all the information maybe I was supposed to, but overall had a generally positive experience with this, was willing to pick it up, etc. That qualified as a 3.5 for me. Definitely not my usual taste in books, so a 3.5 is a real victory for it, to be honest. Glad to say, as of this Monday evening, I finished my first book for the week. Happy Tuesday. I just finished another book and I'm about to share with you what prompts I'm using it for. Originally, I was going to use it as a decreasing using prompts because there's red on the cover. It's a sci-fi by an author from where I live, but I figured it would be worth more points to add. So instead, I'm using it for prompts that I've exclusively already done with other books. These are probably going to be common picks for me from the list of prompts as I continue throughout the month. But just so you know, train new first years, an author new to you, make an alliance, a book with a romance, build a school, YA or middle grade. This is a YA. Increase your population, a book with a mentor-mentee relationship. That's it. So plus 6 points, which is not incredible, but is definitely something. Happy Wednesday. It's almost 2 p.m. on Wednesday. I finished Over the Woodward Wall by A. Deborah Baker, aka Shauna McGuire, this morning. I did decreasing prompts for this and I took the points from Calamus. Anyways, the prompts I did are send spies to learn about their culture, any kind of rep. There was some queer rep in here, just a little, like a hint of trans rep, I think, or non-binary rep or something, but there was definitely some rep there, so any kind of rep, I'm taking it. First Blood, red on the cover. Surprise them, a short book. This is technically like 200 pages, so I counted it as a short book. Warhorse has an animal companion. I counted this because there are several animals that follow the children in this book around the whole time, basically, especially like the Crow Girl and some of the owls and stuff, so I decided it counted as animal companion. Seek magical aid set in or an author from where you live. Shauna McGuire is an American author. What did I give this book? I gave this book 4 stars. I really did enjoy it. I might have enjoyed it a bit more if I was reading it with my eyeballs instead of my ears. I feel like it's a trend that books just get lower ratings if I listen to them on audiobook, but I'm not going to give up audiobooks because they're too convenient. But anyway, this is like a companion spin-off series to Middle Game by Shauna McGuire, which is one of my favorite books, even though large parts of that book just left my brain as soon as it went in or didn't make sense to me. I love the vibe of it so much that I got a 5 stars and I actually paid full price to own a copy of the book. And I did a project on that book my first year of college. Yeah, so I love that book. The sequel is coming out, may have just come out. Anyway, it's soon and I have no idea when I'll be able to read it, but this is related to that, so I decided I'd read it. Plus, all of Shauna Maguire's shorter books are beloved by me as well. And basically, in middle game, there are excerpts from this book called Over the Woodward Wall, and she decided to use the pen name of the author included in that book and write these books herself. So there's Over the Woodward Wall, and then there's a second one, and I'm definitely planning on reading that because I enjoyed this one so much. And this just follows Avery and Zib as they go over the Woodward Wall to the up and under. They try to follow the improbable road to the impossible city. Which, if that sounds crazy to you, this is a very, very, very whimsical fantasy. Shauna Maguire is one of the only people I trust with whimsical fantasy. She could say anything, it could make no sense, and I'd be like, this is fantastic. I love her writing so much. So 4 stars from me. There's not really much to say about it. Like, I like the characters. The plot wasn't really important to this, but it was a very charming, fairy tale-esque type of story. Definitely some darker tones like all of hers have, but like the dreamy voice of like stories that you'd listen to when you were a child, which is Shauna Maguire's absolute strength as a writer. And I don't know when I'll update you next. I don't know if it will be about reading or something else. I've just been on a roll like updating you about books, and I barely talked about anything else. And that's the weird part of reading vlogs. It's like, how much book to life ratio should I have? Should it be like 50-50? Should there be more life than book? Should there be more book than life? Should it be only book? Everybody has a different preference, so I can't please everybody, including my editing self, because I like it different a little each time. But just in case you want some life things, this morning for my thesis participants, I had a no-show, and that was the only person who'd signed up, so I got up early for nothing. But that did mean I finished Over the Woodward Wall. I played some Webkins. I did my homework. It was a great time. Pizza Palace is everything, and I'm working really hard to get up. I think I got to level 12 just now, so that's exciting. And I edited a Dollar Tree haul, which is exporting right now, which is super cool. I'm hoping to read more this afternoon. And that's it. Happy Friday. It's almost 2 p.m. and I'm just about to get some reading done. My reading has slowed way down over the past couple of days. It doesn't help that we're in the second weekend of shows, but I'm in the very beginning of this one physical book, and then I'm like 70% of the way into Strange the Dreamer, and that one is just slow going. I'm really enjoying it when I'm reading it, but I really avoid picking it up because I know it's slow going, and my brain hates that. But I'm hoping to finish that by the end of the weekend at the very latest. I would love to be done with it today, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just want to read my physical book right now, but I'm going to make myself switch off between the physical book and Strange the Dreamer in hopes of encouraging myself along the way. It's Sunday night, and I just quickly wanted to update you on where I'm standing at the end of this week. Last night I did finish Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and I used that to decrease points from Escana because I'd just done Calamus, so I switched back to Escana, and I did the prompts Combine Magic, so a book off someone else's TBR because I know a lot of other people are reading this book. Magical Warfare, so has magical warfare or weapons. I thought the ghosts counted also some things at the end. Seek Magical Aid, so set in or an author from where you live. Laini Taylor's an American author. Betray an Alliance, an orphan or betrayal. Laszlo Strange is an orphan in this. And then Try New Magic, Out of Your Comfort Zone. It's a fantasy book. It's a large fantasy book. It's very much out of my comfort zone. And then I also got bonus points for it being whimsical, which is Serene's genre of choice. So that's awesome. And overall, I did enjoy the book. I don't know how I feel about the ending, because on one hand, I wouldn't really see a need for the sequel if it had just wrapped up really tidily. But on the other hand, I hate things that even like resemble cliffhangers in some ways. So I don't know. As I think you might have seen from my previous updates in the vlog, it was really hard for me to get into, which is a problem with me in fantasy a lot. And one of the reasons that I think the genre almost never gets 5 stars from me is because the time that it takes for me to adjust to what's happening and how the world works is just a lot. It's just a lot for me, and I don't particularly enjoy that process. Like, some people enjoy discovering those new things. I just feel confused, and I hate being confused. But I did eventually get into this one, and I really enjoyed especially the latter half, but probably the latter like 66% of it almost. The writing was beautiful. I know this has been like touted for that before, and it was definitely like interesting. I kind of don't want to give like a plot synopsis for anybody who hasn't heard a plot synopsis for this before, because I went in with literally no idea what it was about, and that was better in some ways for me. I did enjoy Laszlo as like a main character. I thought he was really great, and the like religious views and implications in the book were very interesting. And I obviously enjoyed how much they talked about books and like the power of stories, but just getting into it was hard. So I gave it 4 stars, which is obviously still incredible. I really enjoyed the book, and I'm pretty sure I'm looking forward to the sequel, but who knows when I'll get around to that. So since it's Sunday night, I don't foresee myself finishing any other books for this week. So in order to start off a fresh vlog tomorrow morning, I'm going to end this here. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what was a book that was out of your comfort zone that you read recently that you ended up really enjoying. If you don't have any that fit that, just tell me about a book you read out of your comfort zone or a book that you really enjoyed. Either way. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!